So I was really wondering whether or not I'd be doing a video on the Switch 2, but I think I'm going to just because I think it's worth talking about and I would like to put my 2 cents in because I've seen a lot of discussion online about it obviously, and I've been very involved with a lot of the discussion as well. Um Mainly because I am extremely excited for this to come out, like unbelievably. I've been waiting for it for so long. It's been a long time and I have input, I believe, that is worthwhile. So, this device, the Nintendo Switch 2, as it is called, um, is the next Nintendo handheld. And it is quite beautiful looking. It's very large compared to the Switch. And it has magnetic Joy-Cons. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is people talking about how this is going to be a point of issue here on this little peg here. No, it won't. You're wrong. I don't understand the whole thing here. I assume that the piece of plastic is molded from the inside of the console and sticks out. They would not do something that fragile. I'm sorry. They wouldn't do it. After how difficult of a time they had with the Switch and the Joy-Cons and like the drift and issues with sliding in and out, like there's no way, no possible way that they would mess this part up. Like this will be fine. This will be fine, and you can stop worrying about it. You can stop yelling about it. Stop complaining for the sake of complaining. And when you do eventually get your Nintendo Switch 2, don't break this part on purpose because you feel like you'll get attention for breaking it. You won't. I mean, you might, but it won't be the kind of attention that it really deserves because it's not going to be an issue. It won't be. I promise. If I'm wrong, come kill me or something. I don't know. I'm not wrong. I know I'm not wrong. Okay, so next. It's probably not OLED, right? We can all agree on that. It's definitely not OLED. From the specs that we've seen and everything, it's not going to be an OLED screen. The bezels are a little bit bigger than I thought they'd be, but not really an issue, especially considering the fact that it's significantly bigger than the Switch. So it's going to be like fine. The screen size is going to be big. It's going to be a big screen. Yeah, so next thing. What should we talk about? Let's talk about Mario Kart. I can almost guarantee that this game won't be called Mario Kart 9, but there's no harm in calling it that now. So this Mario Kart game looks like a video game. It looks like a Switch game. And I'm sure that it's definitely going to be more graphically impressive than the Switch Mario Kart 8. I'm sure of it because they would not have released this game without it looking new and interesting. But also, I feel like it's kind of hard to peak after Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 was like flawless looking. I mean, the DLC courses look like absolute crap. Maybe that was to lower our expectations so that this looks better. But yeah, this game looks very good. I feel more excited that I'm acting. It's been like, well, I mean, what, Mario Kart 8 came out in 2013 if I'm not wrong, maybe 2014. So it's been like 10, 11 years pretty much since Mario Kart 8 came out. This is like, oh my, finally, you just give me a new game, guys, please. Yes, so this is a game that exists that is going to be releasing. That's unbelievable. I never thought I'd see the day where Mario Kart 9 or the next Mario Kart game would be an existing thing. So that's pretty cool. This year, to nobody's surprise, yeah, there's the Switch next to the Switch 2. It's bigger. Yeah, it's larger. That's crazy. And it plays some Switch games. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with Switch 2, which is interesting. I would imagine like maybe Super Mario Party might not be. Just for like something. I don't know. I wonder if the new Joy-Cons will have HD rumble. I feel like it's really not that important if they do. I feel like they will probably, but maybe not. Um, I think that the new one looks significantly sleeker. It looks a lot better. And I assume, for the love of God, make it run the games better. All I want to do is play Tears of the Kingdom. I just want to play Tears of the Kingdom, guys, without getting a headache every time I play it, because it looks like doggy doo-doo. Yeah, so please fix that, I guess. Make it run games. Cool. Why is it taking so long to release the Switch 2? The reason it is taking so long to release the Switch 2 is because they have to keep delaying. They had to keep delaying because the new Mario game. That's my theory. The reason it's taken this long to release the new one is because the new Mario game that they're making is going to be absolutely huge enormous, which is good and bad, because I'm one of those people that actually kind of has sort of a negative opinion on Mario Odyssey. And that is weird to some people, but that's just how I feel about it. So you can disagree with me if you want, but that's just how I feel. Mario Odyssey is not that great. But hopefully this new game will not be exactly like Mario Odyssey. If it's Mario Galaxy 3, I'd be happy. If it's anything new, like a random new game, which I assume it will be, I assume it will be good. They've had a long time since 2017. Basically the largest gap that we've had between Mario games, except for maybe Sunshine and 64, which I don't know the exact length, but yeah. So this should be good. This should be a good thing. That they're delaying it for the new game. Hopefully it's worth it. And the other idea that I have is maybe Pokemon Z through A will be a launch title. I think that'd be pretty smart. To launch with Mario and Pokemon sounds like a good idea to me, guys. It sounds pretty cool. And there will not be a new Zelda at launch. That's kind of a given. There's just no way. This is not really possible. Tears of the Kingdom remastered? Anyone? Please? For the love of God, just make the game playable. Yeah. New games at launch. I feel like Nintendo doesn't really want to do Animal Crossing or Super Smash Bros. Like, right away. I feel like they might not even do an Animal Crossing on the Switch 2, just because you could just play New Horizons. And that opens an interesting gate of issues with it, because I kind of feel that the Switch 2 is a similar thing to the 3DS and the DS. Not exactly, but somewhat similar, where it's a significantly more powerful version of the same concept. So hopefully they just take it as a whole new era and they just release a bunch of new games, and they're not like, oh, well, we're not going to make a Super Smash Bros. Because, you could play it already on the Switch 2 if you just put the cartridge in. It's like, really, guys? I don't know about that one, but whatever. It should be fine. I trust them enough to that they probably won't mess it up. Probably, hopefully, please. Oh. I don't know how I feel about Nintendo in general, and I could definitely make a whole video on that, just because it's a very interesting thing to talk about, is like Nintendo as a company and the stuff they do. So like weird decisions, but I think the Switch 2 is going to do very well. I think it will perform extremely well. Sequel to like the best selling console ever, basically. And it'll have good games, hopefully. So new Mario Kart 9, I guess you could call it. Donkey Kong's new design looks cool. You can disagree, I guess, if you want. Like, I just kind of think that you're wrong. Let's see if we can find him. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to see him, but he's there for a second. Yeah, you can see his... Oops. You can see his weird, eyebrow line. There's better images of it online. You all have seen it before. I guarantee it. If you're clicking on this video, you know everything. This isn't your first rodeo with the Switch 2. You know everything. Let's talk about this. Okay, so they're having a direct in early April for the Switch 2. Is it gonna be a post-release direct, or will it be a direct that's like a month before it releases? This is the question. That hurts my feelings, guys. April 2nd? You could've... I disagree with this. It's done. Just release it. For the love of God, please. You could have done it on March 3rd, and that would have been cool because it would have been my birthday again, like the Switch 1 was. It came out my birthday, and I got it. Would have been cool, but no. April 2nd. Okay, sure. It's a direct. At first, I thought it was the release date. I thought it was coming out on April 2nd, and then I realized that's when the direct is happening. So if this direct is a direct to show off the games, do we have to wait like 3 months or like 2 months to see anything more? Really? Why? That's not very nice. That's mean. And I don't like that. Because what are they doing? It has to be the new Mario game. They have to be finishing it. That has to be what it is. I couldn't possibly imagine what else it could be. What other explanation there could be to why it's being pushed so far ahead. And Nintendo says that they're expecting 20 million in sales in the first year. If you release it in May or June, you're not going to have enough time to make 20 million sales. That's a lot of Nintendo Switches. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a hard thing to wrap my brain around why exactly they're waiting till April 2nd to have a direct on it. But we'll see, I guess. I really don't know. I don't know how I feel about this thing. As much as I want to say I'm like extremely hyped, I'm just also slightly worried. And I think that's fair. Yeah, I saw that this thing too, the series of a handful hands-on events around the world. Wow, introducing. It's so corporate. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about all this. Nintendo, an update from Nintendo. Why is it so scary? Except take my cookies, Nintendo. I don't need to see the trailer. I just watched it. Skip. Bye. Okay, this thing. It's look at it. It's just two. It's two. There's two of them. Wow. How beautiful. I don't know. Design's cool. Releasing in 2025. Who would have thought? You can play Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Yeah, certain games may not be supported. So, like, yeah, that's good. That's great. Show me some Nintendo Switch exclusive games. How about that? Yeah. Closer look in a Nintendo Direct presentation on April 2nd. That's a long time. And then they have the events. So I'm curious because there's no way it's releasing in April, right? Because if this is like their pre-release events where you can go see it, that this has to be like sorry, it has to be like later than this because there's no way they'd release it and then like they wouldn't release it before they have the hands-on things. So I really don't know. I think I've talked about most of it. Look at that beautiful kickstand. It is a kickstand. This is going to be very satisfying, I think, that these Joy-Cons, they look really, like, fun to push on and off. I feel like this will be very, very nice. Anyway, at this point, I'm just rambling. I think I've kind of shared my honest thoughts about this. I can't really think of any other specific news. Like, I just wanted to kind of ramble about it because it's been racking around in my brain, and I feel like I'm like the kind of person that comments on stuff I'm very interested in, and this is definitely one of those things. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe, among such other things, like joining the Discord, where you can talk to people like me and my friends who are very cool. Um, so yeah, thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Adios.